Hello, my name is Leroy Blevins. Welcome to Mysteries and Histories. In this episode here, I want to give you a little update on the GoFundMe account and my book sales. So far, we have no book sales. This is the second day of the month still, but still there's no book sales on my creative space for Kindle. Okay, so there's no book sales yet. But I also want to show you this. This is a scope that I went out and bought today. Paid $49.99 at Bass Pro Shop. Okay, good scope. Okay, now you're probably wondering why I went out and bought this scope. Okay, the scope is going to be used in the documentary. And how we're going to use this scope, as I pointed out in my other video, that we're going to get the sniper's view. Okay, and the only way you get the sniper's view is by getting the scope and looking through the scope to see if that gunman had a clear shot to JFK or not. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this scope and we're going to take a regular pole like this. Okay, and we're going to mount this scope to the pole. And on the other end, right here, we're going to mount a 4K camera. Okay, we're going to mount a camera there. So when we do our test and when we're sitting there aiming this pole, we're going to see, now we're going to have the view that the sniper had when he took them shots. Okay, so we're going to go to the south side of Dilly Plaza, and we're going to look through there. And we're going to have that view through that scope and see if that assassin would have had a clear shot to JFK. Now, remember, it's not going to be stationary. We're going to still be moving. We're still going to be moving the scope because, remember, JFK's limo was moving at the time. So we're going to move it, but the camera's going to be mounted right behind the scope so we can get that assassin's view. And when we go bang or make our points to where each shot took place, we're going to see for ourselves if there was a person in the way. Because if there was a person, well, let's say if we're over on the south side and we're doing, testing, we're using the pole, we're using the scope, and we're using the camera, and we're going to have a sniper's view, and we're going to follow the limo down. Okay, and if there's a person standing there, we're going to see through the sniper's scope. We're going to see through it. And if he's blocked, that means one thing. No shots came from the south side because he would have had a clear shot to JFK. If there's destruction in the lens, in the scope, like sunlight or reflection from the glass or reflection from the chrome that's around JFK's limo, we're going to see for ourselves if that assassin had a clear shot. Now, there's other angles and there's other things we can do to substitute this, but we're never going to get that full view. We have to see what the assassin was looking through. We have to see the assassin's location. We have to understand the assassin's location. We have to look through the scope and get his view. Because if we don't have his view, we're never going to understand if that shot really came from there or not. That's the reason why I'm trying to put this documentary together, because for us, for the people, we need to know the answers to the questions now, not next year, not 15 years, not 20 years later from now. Okay, because a documentary like this has to be made. Excuse me. I was reading the other day about the last nurse that was in the ER of JFK's when he was in there at Parkland. She passed away some time ago, which I didn't know that. God rest her soul. But a lot of eyewitnesses are almost gone now. If there's even a handful of them left. Okay. Are their stories ever going to be told? Yeah, there was, they did, interviews with them before and everything else like that. But we never, as people, we never get to see the full interview. We never get to see the full story that they had. There was never asked the proper questions on, well, did the FBI talk to you? Did the CIA talk to you? One thing or another. They don't ask these questions or anything else, and we're never going to get that true answer. Just like when they do an interview, for showing purposes, we have to cut this out, cut this out, cut this out, cut this out. A lot of editing. So we're still never get that full interview. So that's what I want to do. I want to make sure that everybody gets that full interview and it's already documented and on film for future references, even for other people, so they can actually have their full story, uncut full story, and how they really felt that day and everything else like that, which we'll never know when every day that goes by. The eyewitness accounts are dying off. So that's the reason why I'm trying to get this GoFundMe account going. Share with your friends, tell your friends about it. Excuse me. If they may even donate $1, even if they donate $1, their names still go in the credits at the end of the documentary, because I'll make sure that everybody gets credit for their donations. All the donations that we're gathering, we're going to put into cameras, technology to where we can actually see for ourselves. I went out, like I said, I went out and bought a scope already today, brand new scope. I bought it for the testing. Okay, everything that the donations is going to cover is all the equipment and stuff that we need to do the filming and to do the testing and everything else. Pay for room and transportation back and forth, and food for the people that's going to be, working on this documentary. This has to be done. If it don't get done, and we don't raise the funds to get this documentary done, okay, what's going to happen next? Okay, people ask me that. What if you don't get the donations? What are going to happen next? To me, one way or another, I want to try to find a way. That's why I went ahead for the month of November and the month of December. Even my book sales, on any of my royalties on my books, I'm donating to this fund, because that's how serious I am to get this documentary done. It's how serious I am about doing everything technology in front of everybody, not just in front of one person, but in front of everybody. Even if I get the donations and stuff like that, I'm still, if you want to be in the documentary yourselves, you can be there. I'll give you time and day of how long I'm going to be there, what kind of testing we're doing, everything else, because I'm going to give you updates on it. And you could be a part of it too, because you could be sit there just like, I need 3 people to stand on the stairwell, the stairs between the picket fence area and the shelter. Number 3, I need somebody standing right there where the 3 gentlemen were standing, because I want to be able to take this scope, like I said, right here. I want to do testing, and I want to take the scope, and I'm going to go behind that picket fence, and I'm going to point from different directions. As people claim there was a gunman in behind the picket fence, here, 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 all the way down. We're going to go all the way up and down that fence. I guarantee you that. And we're going to point and see if there's any possible way that a gunman can have a clear shot through the scope, because that's the only way that's the only way he could take a shot, is through a scope. Through the scope, and see if he had a clear shot past them 3 gentlemen was standing on the steps, as we see in the Mormon photo. The trees that's lined up across there as well. We want to see if that person had a clear shot. We're going to go right where the so-called badge man was, and we're going to take the scope and we're going to aim it, and we're going to see for ourselves if a shot can be made from that location there to JFK. We're going to go to the location where someone claimed they found an assassin in the background between the shelter and the picket fence, in the background in the parking lot, that they claimed was in an Orville Nix film they found. We're going to go to that location too and see if he had a shot. See if he had a clear shot. Okay, this is the type of research that I do. I go in full detail on everything that I do. Well, I go to different locations, see if that person had a clear shot, and then as along we're going to see if he had a clear shot. We're also going to time and see how much time he had to take that aim, to take that shot. If there was time frame in there, because remember, when you looking through a scope and you're going to take a shot, you better have some distance between you and anything in the surroundings, so you can have time to take that great aim to take that shot. Because if you don't, you're going to strike somebody else, you're going to miss a shot. You can take your shot behind them. Okay, the shot can go behind them or it can go in front of them. Okay, because remember, JFK's limo is moving. So when they did their test, they never had that limo moving. So we're going to look at all possibilities here. That's what kind of documentary I want to put together. Okay, we're going to sit there, like I said, we're going to sit there and go to Western Union, where Jack Ruby was, and we're going to take his route and see exactly how long it takes him. Because remember, the claims that was out there that Jack Ruby was snuck in the back door by the police officers and everything else, but he said he just walked straight down the ramp and As soon as he got down the bottom ramp, here comes Oswald coming out. He grabbed out his revolver and shot him. This is said by Jack Ruby, but the conspiracy people out there is going to throw more into that story, saying, "Oh no, Jack Ruby got snuck in the back, you know." And then the movies are going to say, "Hey, he yelled at Oswald and he shot him." You know, they're adding all this stuff into it. Okay, they're adding all this stuff into it. So I want the people to be able to see firsthand in this documentary. They're going to see firsthand the route. We're going to walk that route. We're going to go down that ramp if they allow us, which I'm going to ask permission, you know, just to film, walk down that ramp and everything else and see. And we're going to have people line up right there and see how much time does it actually take. Okay, we're going to see that. We're going to sit there and we're going to see exactly how much time that the police officer that seen Oswald on the second floor in the lunchroom, we're going to see exactly how much time that he had. Okay, let's think about how much time he had, which I'm going to make another video about that. But I just want to give everybody a little update on this GoFundMe account. In the description down below, you're going to see the site where you can make your donations. Like I said, $1, $2, it doesn't matter. Your name will still go into the end credits in the documentary. So in down the description down below, you're going to see the site where you can make your donations. And if you don't want to make a donation, you want to buy a book so you can have something else right along with it. So you can, I'll leave a site also down in the description down below. The location where on Amazon where you can buy any of my books. Because remember, for the month of November and in the month of December, both months, all royalties off my books, whether it's paperback or Kindle, goes into that GoFundMe as well, so this documentary can be made. So for all my people out there, don't forget to tell your friends about us. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the share button. And thank you for your support. One way or another, I'm still trying to figure out where we can get this documentary done, because I think it's time for the people to know the real answers to the JFK assassination. Thank you, and God bless.